Competition! Hey Yugitubers, Dogregician84 here, and welcome to a top 10 video that I was thinking about doing for a long time. And Matt and Alison Welch asked if it will happen, and yeah, it's happening. I'm counting down the top 10 Yugitubers that disappeared from YouTube, or at least seemed to. Um, and yeah, basically all of them are and were YouTubers that I've been subscribed to for a long time, but they haven't uploaded in ages, or at least any Yu-Gi-Oh content in ages. Um, Now, I'm not going to include everyone in the KCP, Kalo Shade, Emma Blue Eyes 10, Neo Nexodus, Darkness L 1989, because I already know what happened to them. Basically, uh, life just got in the way. Um, as simple as that. Um, I still got Ormond here with me. Um, now, I don't know, I guess the way order I've done this is uh, just how much I enjoyed their content, really. But I'm not saying uh, someone or one of these has better content than the other. They're all really great in their own way. Sorry, hang on. You trying to get out? It's gonna have the door like that. Sorry about that, everyone. Um, Cats can be a pain sometimes. But gotta love them. Um, oh, now he's coming back in. It pretty much explains itself, really. So let's begin starting at number 10 with Gogeta 408, now known as Pyro Tornado. And okay, I guess this does kind of defeat the whole point of the video because his last upload was 3 weeks ago, but in regards to Yu-Gi-Oh content, it's been 10 years. Um, Now, Gogeta 408 is basically a hero duelist like me, playing a few different variants of, yeah, here we are, a few different variants of elemental heroes, plus um, some generic warrior decks. Yeah, he really loves playing those. Um, and yeah, I've dueled him myself a few times. Um, and yeah, it's really enjoyable content. Yeah, I love his deck profiles. I love watching his duels. Um, I enjoyed the feature match we had a long time ago. Um, and it's just a shame that he seems to have disappeared off the face of the earth. It's taking forever to load. But it just makes me wonder what happened and why he stopped doing Yu-Gi-Oh content. Yeah, hopefully he's doing well. So, but yeah, it is a bit of a mystery. Number 9, if it will load, is Margin Sage of Darkness, now known as Marju Sage. Um, okay, yeah, so again, this kind of defeats the whole point because his last upload was 9 months ago. But in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh content, his last upload was 2 years ago, or actually more accurately, three. Was his last Yu-Gi-Oh uploads were back in 2020, the year we don't talk about. Um, I mean, I know he did quit Yu-Gi-Oh like back in like 2013 or 14, and I got um, one of his collections off him, plus um, his Yuma character deck, and the Yuma playmat. Um, but then he made a brief comeback in 2015 and only uploaded like one or two videos, and that was it. And then there was nothing until 2020. Other than that, it's just been Pokemon content. Um, so, like, I don't know what's going on there. Like, I don't know if he's quit for good or whether he's just taking another break from it. Shame, really, because I subscribed to him because he's another Rainbow Neos duelist, which is very rare. He enjoyed playing that, plus a few different variants of elemental heroes. Um, he did play Destiny heroes at one point as well, but yeah, other than that, there was a Jaden character deck, a Gate hero as well. He also played a Yuma character deck, which he seems to have rebuilt in this video here. Um, and yeah, it was fun to watch. I particularly enjoyed his Rainbow Neos duels. Shame that later on he wasn't playing it as much. So I don't know what's happening, but hopefully his family, and his friends are, yeah, doing well. Um, and yeah, that's all there is to it, really. Of course, the same goes for all of them, really. Hope they're okay and doing well. Um, yeah, regardless of what happened with their Yu-Gi-Oh careers, really. Number 8 is Must Duel. Come on, hurry up and load. There we are. Yeah, Must Duel's last upload was 14 years ago, although it'll be coming up to 15 years ago, I would have thought. As I remember his last upload being in the autumn of 2008. Um, um, yeah, he had a lot of interesting uh, duel videos. They mainly consisted of structure deck duels, between like uh, all of the old school structure decks that we got, like before the Dark Emperor one came out, which gave us Caius. They were really fun to watch, especially anything with the Warrior's Triumph and Spellcaster's Judgment. Judgment, yeah, Judgment. I even once requested a matchup between the two of those decks, and I really enjoyed it. Um, oh, um, yeah, and the other people in the videos did build their own decks, of course, which was fairly cool as well. But yeah, like I said, like in late 2008, he just stopped uploading. Um, So it does make me wonder what the hell happened. Um, it was a shame, really, because I enjoyed those structured games like a lot. Would be interesting to see lots of uh, matchups with structured decks that have come out since then. Number 7 is X Stevens' channel. Now, I don't know whether or not he would be classed as a Yugituber because his only content is his fan-made Yu-Gi-Oh series, starring Onomatopoeia, Borno, Jenny, um, and all that stuff. Like this was something that Emma Blue Eyes 10 recommended back in 2010, and I've been a fan ever since. Yeah, I very much enjoyed this series. Um, telling a story about like three duelists, including Onomatopoeia, trying to make their mark in the Yu-Gi-Oh world. Um, followed by another story about ex Steven himself entering that world and joining people who want to take Onomatopoeia down, which implies that there's build up towards a duel where ex Steven and Onomatopoeia do duel. Um, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Um, as his last upload was back in the summer of 2015, and there's been nothing ever since. And it just makes me wonder what happened to him. Bit gutted, really. Like I enjoyed this series, and I do hope he comes back. And I hope everything's okay. Um, as I think a lot of us would like to see the story continue. Number 6 is Woody170196. Basically, someone who I've actually interacted with, not on Skype, but on uh, Dueling Book and, of course, YouTube, back when private messaging was still a thing. Um, um, uh, yeah, he plays very similar decks to what I do, playing Dark Magician, Elemental Heroes, Blue Eyes, Gaga Gars. He even once made a blue-eyed hero deck, which was a mixture of blue eyes cards and elemental heroes cards, which was unusual, but it was really cool and interesting, and I enjoyed seeing it in action. Um, oh yeah, he also had a Yuma character deck as well. Um, oh yeah, and he played Gem Knights, which I played against once. But of course, this was uh, back when Gem Knights were actually fun, fair, and balanced, and long before they got support, which made them into an annoying OTK and FTK deck. Um, but yeah, back then, Gem Knights were actually cool and enjoyable, but not so much nowadays. Um, yeah, I forgot he did this segment about underrated cards. Um, yeah, his last upload was, well, it does say 9 years ago, but this was back in April 2013, so it's coming up to 10 years ago now. Um, and again, I don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared after that. Again, hope everything's okay. Um, Now, in at number 5 is Anime King 26. Now, I can't actually find his channel, so I can reload it. Here's a cool picture of Shining Flare Wingman. Now, Anime King 26 was also an Elemental Hero duelist from way back in the day. And yeah, his Elemental Hero deck was fun to watch in action, and yeah, I always cheered him on and hoped he would win all of his games. Um, Although there was one game though where he did uh, make a mistake that messed up the game state, and that was play Premature Burial to bring back Shining Flare Wingman, when in actuality he couldn't have done that because, like all the uh, Elemental Hero fusions that are not contact fusions, Shining Flare Wingman is a Nomi, meaning it can only be special summoned in one way, which is fusion summon, and you can't special summon it back from the graveyard, even if it was properly summoned first. Um, Although Elemental Hero Core does bypass this restriction, and I think there's another card that does it. It might be double hero attack. I just can't think what it is right now. Um, and yeah, his last upload was actually during the summer of 2008, and again, there's been nothing ever since, and I don't know what happened. I don't know whether or not it was because of the change in the game, because Synchros came out and the Fusion deck was renamed the Extra deck, and then there was a limit, meaning we can only play 15 Extra deck cards, or up to, I should say, which meant that us Elemental Hero players can't play all the fusions that we want to play, which was just annoying for us. Um, I mean, I was able to manage, of course, but yeah, it does feel like us hero players just felt too restricted to what we could play. I mean, even today, like as more extra X summoning mechanics come out, we're just running out of space. Oh yeah, and with all the hero support as well, that came out since then. Anyway, I'm getting a bit off topic here. Now, one thing I didn't really like was how he kept splitting his single duel videos into multiple parts. Like, I don't know why he didn't just film the whole duel and not have any splits. Although it would be understandable if it goes over 10 minutes, because obviously back in the day, there was a time limit for how long YouTube content creators could have videos for, and the limit was 10 minutes back then. So any long videos had to be split into multiple parts just so we don't go over the limit. Of course, this did change, like in the summer of 2010 when it changed to 15, and then some point after that, there was no limit. Um, yeah, which was great. Um, Now, round about the time Absolute Zero came out, there was some mention in the channel comments section that he might come back, but he didn't. Um, and yeah, I'm just puzzled about what happened to him. Um, like, and since I can't find his channel, I'm assuming it must have been deleted. Um, then again, when I tried to search for his channel, it came up under a different name, but came up with content that wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh content. Um, Content that went up like 16 years ago or something. So either it's the same channel with all the Yu-Gi-Oh content deleted, or whether it's someone else entirely. Um, but I think his channel seems to be gone entirely. Which is a shame. I would have loved to continue watching his videos and watch more Elemental Hero content. Oh well. Speaking of Elemental Hero duelists, this brings me to number 4, Team E Heroes, um, who only uploaded 4 videos, like back in 2007. Uh, Hurry up and load. There we are. Um, uh, um, yeah, I randomly found his mini tournament duels where there was only um, 3 games, 2 from the tournament itself and 1 bonus game. In fact, the other people there were 2 Monarch players and 1 playing a random deck. Um, but that never got finished. I would have liked to see the conclusion and hope that Team E Heroes won. Um, but again, there was like one mistake that messed up the game state, kind of, and that was Swords of Revealing Light stayed on the field for like 1 or 2 turns extra. Although this could have been completely accidental and they just forgot. I think it was. Um, you know how it is. You know, these things happen in the heat of the moment. And then his last video was like in November, I think, of that year, where he was saying that his deck was stolen, which is unfortunate. Um, and that he's going to try and show duels with a random deck as well. But obviously that never happened. And again, I don't know what happened to him. There was just nothing after that. Again, he just completely disappeared. Um, Shame, really. Again, I hope everything's okay, and I hope he did get his deck back. Would have loved to see more of his Elemental Hero deck in action, although it seems to be played under traditional format as well, because I noticed that Magician of Faith and Pot of Greed were in the deck, and yeah, Pot of Greed is still banned to this day and has been since October 2005. And at the time of that recording, Magician of Faith was banned. Um, but it was still fun to watch, though. Number 3 is someone you're probably more familiar with. Um, Underground Yu-Gi-Oh, aka ex Underground members X, uh, starring Kasame Unlimited and Spidiness 24. Um, yeah, here we are. Yeah, probably the biggest YouTuber on this list, actually. Um, no, it definitely is. I mean, look at the amount of subscribers they have. Um, Underground, of course. was a group made to take down net deckers, which I was all for. I of course joined the group, um, and I liked the way things were. They had um, lots of cool different videos. They had guest deck profile uploads from like other Yugitubers. Me and Emma Blue Eyes 10 even made guest appearances once with my legendary hero deck and her Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, respectively. Um, and of course, they did their own deck profiles and stuff. Um, um, like an old friend of mine, Balti, used to be there as well, giving Yu-Gi-Oh news and what have you. Whereas Kasame and Spidey did their own thing as well. There was another guy who had a segment about different rulings. It was a load of fun, but um, now they seem to have moved away from that stuff, and which is a pity. They also did have start their own fan-made series, the Destiny series, but they never continued it. It was a shame. Um, then over time, they started playing more competitive decks like Sky Strikers and Poltergeists, which like I wasn't a fan of. Um, I absolutely fucking hate Poltergeists and Sky Strikers. They're just so annoying to play against. Um, but even so, like it was fun watching their videos. I loved their discussion videos. They're just so funny when they're together. They're like the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh comedy duo on YouTube. Like they said silly things which made each other laugh, and that in turn made me laugh. Um, like it was just great. I loved it. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. They had segments called Six Path of Pain Challenge done by Kasami and Spidey Spotlight. I've been in the Spidey Spotlight a couple of times myself and been successful. So I have dueled them and interacted with them. Um, Six Path of Pain Challenge was tough though. Not gonna lie, I attempted it like 3 times, I think, but um, always lost every attempt. I I couldn't even win one duel against Kasame. Um, Shame, really, because I wanted to be the very first person to pass the Six Path of Pain challenge, but never did it, and I don't actually remember if anyone ever passed it. It's been a while. Um, And I also remember there were different points where Spidey quit and Kasami was running it, and then he quit, and then after that Spidey came back and ran things, and then I guess um, I can't remember if Kasami did come back or whether or not he made guest appearances. Um, Now, of course, their content's been a bit infrequent recently. I mean, maybe it was due to the pandemic. Um, I don't know. But I do know that their last upload was in September 2021. Sorry, that was my editing program. Um, like, sort of back when, lockdown restrictions were lifted. Um, but after that, there's been nothing. They only did a couple of live videos. Oh yeah, it's been a while since it's that. Um, so I don't know what happened to them. They just again, they just seem to have disappeared off the face of the earth. Um, again, I hope they're okay and I hope they're doing well. Number two is oh crap. What have I done? It. Don't know what I did there. But yeah, in at number two is Guitar Slam, a YouTuber which Matt and Alison Welsh remember as well. Um, you hurry up and load. Um, yeah, he was a really cool YouTuber who had a mixture of different decks, which was fun to watch. Yeah, he had Elemental Heroes, he had Sky Scourge, Cyber Dogs, Aliens, Synchro City. Um, what else did he have? Did he have Armed Dragons? I know he did have Monarchs and Macro, which I myself wasn't a fan of. 'Cause I hate Macro and I hate Monarchs. Wow, they doesn't have as many videos as I thought he did. Um, but yeah, I think his first ever video was my favourite one. So we see Flame Wingman, Crystal Beasts. Yeah, he also had Crystal Beasts as well. Whereas a friend of his had a Dragon Warrior deck, and then changed over to Volcanics. um, they did have another guy who played a troll deck, Burn. Um, Burn decks. One of them did play zombies. I don't remember who it was. See, maybe. Uh, hmm. Oh yeah. Guitar Slam also had um gadgets. Uh, looks like it also had gladiator beasts and light swords as well. Uh, gladiator beasts. Although recently, he seemed to only ever be playing light swords at monarchs. Um, which I wasn't really interested in. But other than that, I still enjoyed his content for what it was. And his last video was 12 years ago. Well, it'd be 12 and a half now. Um, but yeah, after that, again, he just disappeared. Um, and I don't know what happened to him after that. Um, shame, really. Don't know if he'll ever come back, though. I mean, he's probably quit the game by now. Then again, same can be said for a lot of these guys. Who knows? And finally, in at number one is Eminent Hero. Um, another hero duelist, like who I discovered in like 2010. He had lots of different hero decks back then, like Elemental Heroes, Destiny Heroes, Evil Heroes, Rainbow Neos, Destiny and Dragoon, plus an OCG Masked Hero and Vision Hero deck. That's cool. Oh yeah, he had Neo-Spacians as well, and a couple of cool warrior decks. Um, and yeah, I've interacted with him a few times, and so has Emma Blue Eyes. Um, Yeah, his duels were fun to watch. Like particularly his hero duels. I even once sent him a Christmas card plus a secret rare, um, the Evil Hero Malicious Edge, because I think he wanted it for either a deck or a collection. Um, but yeah, I loved his uh, different variants of elemental heroes and evil heroes as well. He had a very interesting evil hero deck based on Dark Gaia. It wasn't Dark Gaia OTK though, but it had a mixture of random yet cool rock and fiend monsters. Um, it, it was just great. I would have loved to have dueled him, um, but then of course in the autumn of 2012 he just stopped uploading. Like this was his last upload, but there's been nothing ever since. So again, I don't know what happened to him, but I hope he's okay and doing well. Will we ever see him again? I don't know. Then again, the same can be said for all of these guys, really. And yeah, that is it for this top 10 video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, a comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't subbed already. Let me know if you're familiar with any of these YouTubers I talked about. And obviously, if you do know what happened to any of them, just post it in the comments down below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Stay safe. Catch you guys later. See ya. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Dark Magician YouTube channel.